Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's David Palmer, the Leo King, and welcome to High Vibe TV, your daily show where we like to address the negative but embrace the positive. Thanks so much for being with me today on this March the 2nd of 2018. And we always start off this show with my daily thought. Well, today's daily thought is about every day is a new day. You know, we can get really caught up in really crappy days, and then guess what? We can try and carry that over into the next day. We need to remember that every day is a new day. I don't really think it's a coincidence that the sun goes down and then it rises again the next day. There's a purpose to that. That day's over. That day's set in stone. It's recorded on the record box, however that you want to look at it. But when you wake up in the morning and when you start today, you need to look at it. It is a brand new day. It is new circumstances. It is new everything, from weather patterns to the way your hair is going to be today to how you shower in the shower. I mean, it is all new. And I think part of the problem is we try to carry things over into the next day. Like, okay, yeah, I had a really rough night last night, so let me just bring it on to today. When I used to drink and I used to be into alcohol and stuff, I used to always bring my hangover into the next day. And that's not a healthy thing, right? You want to be able to start each day with a fresh start, with a really good and fresh beginning. You want to be able to come with the best energy that you have possible. And if you're not able to do that, then how are you going to manifest a greater day? How are you going to make the most of each day? You can't complain. I think that the worst thing that we can do is when we wake up in the morning, we complain about how yesterday went. Because the second we do that, what are we sending off to the universe? Today's going to be a bad day. It's not going to be a good one, just because of the fact that we started with a complaint. You know, I addressed the other day how we have two roads, right? We can only start from a negative or a positive road, and especially with where our thoughts go. But the thoughts and attitudes and perceptions and beliefs go in the same category. You know, I always believe that if we start our day with a blessing, if we start our day with, I wake up every day and I go, thank God I'm still here. Something could have happened in the middle of the night, who knows? I am so blessed to be able to wake up this morning. And whatever the problems that I have from yesterday, I know that I have a whole day in front of me to solve them. So sure, there's some things that we can't avoid from bringing into the days past, right? Like maybe there's a problem at your work that you need to fix. Maybe the computer's broken and you need that computer to get something done the next day. Or maybe, you know, your relationship's on edge and it's on the brink of a disaster and, you know, you had an argument last night and then guess what? Today is the day that which maybe you're going to solve it. But if you start that day with fear of where it's going to go, of how it's going to turn out, you're not going to be at your best. You're not going to have that day turn out great. Now, granted, we're going to have days that turn out not the best. But I think if you actually think really hard about this and you think really into your past, you'll realize that every bad day you had started because you started it off bad. You started it off on the wrong foot. You started it with a complaint. You started it with a fear. You started it with a, oh, last night or yesterday or this whole week or this month or this year. I mean, believe it or not, there are people that carry this shit for years. Years. The last 5 years of my life were horrible. Every day offers you a bright new sunshine in your life. It offers you to be your best. The reason why today is because it literally is now. And it doesn't matter what the solutions are that you're going to find, because you're going to have to realize at your core, if you start it with a blessing, if you start it with realizing that there are infinite possibilities of wherever that you want to go, and you're wide open to an open look into life, then you are going to go so much farther. Anyway, that's my daily thought of the day. Let's go into my story of the day right now. So today's story of the day actually is a very personal one to me, and one that not a lot of people probably would share. And part of the reason why I do this show is I want to be authentic. I want to be real. I want to be able to send a message to people that authenticity is a high vibe. And even though we might go through very low vibes in our life, the highest vibe we can do in our life is live in our high vibe and not be ashamed of the people that we are, or not be ashamed of our past, or not be ashamed of what we have ever experienced in our life. And today's story is about how you can truly overcome everything, and there is no one way to solve a problem. Back in 2006 it was a very tough time in my life. Now, I had some really high moments in my life. I was a raver in the rave scene, but I was addicted to methamphetamine. And it was not a very, well, I'll be very frank with you and all. I actually enjoyed my time on there with that. But my surrounding life was falling apart. My rent was barely being paid because I was using a lot of my money I was making on the drug. My relationships in my family were very separate because I was not engaged. I was afraid to go to family functions because I was high all the time. And on top of that, I lost my truck. In 2004, I had bought a brand new truck, and I think I was 20 years old. I'm born in 1984, so I was 20 years old. So to buy a brand new truck off the lot because I was working so hard was one of the greatest things of pride I'd ever had in my life. And I know at 20 years old, a truck, I don't know, that was my sense of pride, was that I was 20 and I had a full-time job, and I went to a dealer and I bought a brand new truck. Well, in 2005, when I really started hitting methamphetamine hard, it really all carried over into 2006 to where I lost the truck. I had to give it to my father, who's in the auto industry, and have him sell it at an auction for me to get the money just to pay off the loan. And I remember my dad sold me a Mercedes 1981 300D Mercedes, diesel, and I'm on methamphetamine driving around, right? My life in this diesel car. And it was really hard because at the time, it was so embarrassing. I go from this really badass charcoal gray truck and back in, where I live, and all the girls and everybody know that I'm the guy with the truck, and then here I am showing up in this 1981 diesel car, and I was grateful to still have a car, but it was very hard for me because I started realizing, why is everything in my life starting to fall apart? I haven't seen my family, I'm losing my car, I'm barely making my rent. Then my health started getting weird. I started getting real pale. People started looking at me like, dude, are you okay? And I'd be like, no, yeah, I'm fine. But I was real twacked out. I was really not connected. And then my spiritual self was a little all over the place. It was a really weird time for me because I was kind of battling a lot of my own shadows and a lot of the issues in my life that I wasn't ready to face. And the drug was something that I thought was helping me face life and giving me courage to go to work every day. And the worst was, I was showing up to work after being up all night and not being my best. And then my work started slipping, and then I don't think that the universe is a coincidence at all, but believe it or not, the business I worked at that was in business for 40 years went out of business. So there I was, at the bottom. And I remember it was something that my family really didn't talk to me about. They knew, and I think the rumors had spread that I was on methamphetamine, but nobody really kind of had this is before intervention, I think, or that show was starting to come out, but nobody really wanted to do an intervention with me. And so I had to do an intervention on myself. And I didn't believe that I could overcome it. Everybody told me, you're gonna have to go to rehab, you're gonna have to go somewhere. And so the first thing that I did is I said, no, I'm gonna make my life the way that I wanna make it. I called my brother at 4 in the morning, and I said, you need to get me out of this apartment, because the apartment I was living at and the roommate I was with, we were both doing it together. So it was around all the time, and the people that came by our apartment all the time were doing that drug all the time. And so the only way for me at first was going, I need to get my environment changed. And I think with any problem that we have, if you want to accomplish an issue or get over a problem, you need to hit your environment dead on first. So I called my brother because I lost my truck and I have this 300D outside, which, by the way, the windows don't even roll up and down because they're electric and they're from the 80s. So my windows are permanently down. It's raining outside. I'm like totally not in the best place of my life. So I call my brother and I go, you need to come here now and bring your truck over here and we're going to take all my crap and I don't know where I'm going to live. Long story short, I was blessed because my mom had just met my stepdad and she was moving into his house and she had her condo, which was gonna be gone in like a month, right? It was like empty. And my mom said, you can live there for like a couple weeks and then you gotta figure it out on your own. So I was very blessed that I was able to go and live on the floor basically of this condo. And I moved all my stuff there and I cut everything off cold turkey. And what I did was, I made a commitment to making my life better by wanting to be better for my family, wanting to be better for myself, but realizing that the problems that I'm dealing with in my life are because I'm causing them, or I'm finding some sort of exit, or I'm finding some sort of way to not deal with my problems. And believe it or not, I've been sober off methamphetamine since that 2006 moment. I did, and I'll be honest with you all, in 2012 I relapsed off it and I tried it once and I had a full-blown panic attack. I couldn't even do it and it really was a message from God like, don't even you dare go down that road again. And I was like, yeah, okay, oh yeah, I shouldn't go down that road again. And that was the last time I did anything like that. But I can tell you that we're all not perfect, and that's something that I send a lot on with a high vibe message is high vibe doesn't mean that you're perfect. High vibe means that you, at any moment, even when you're at your worst, is when you finally decide to set your life into a high place. And that can start at any moment, no matter where you're at. And so, once I did get off methamphetamine, I moved into a new apartment and met one of the greatest roommates I ever had for years. I got a new job at a new dealership, which actually turned me into realizing that I should be doing my astrology and my TV life and my DJ life. And I moved from a promoter and turned into a DJ. And my whole life changed just from making a big decision off something that I didn't think was possible, or I thought I had to go to rehab, or I thought I needed help. You know what? We have more power in ourselves to make change than we realize. And I know I usually cut this story off earlier, and I usually come right into my pump up section right now to pump you up, and I want to combine that. You can get through anything. I don't care what the problem is in life. If you start each day with a new vibe, with a new fresh start, and with the confidence in yourself that you have been given every gift from God, the universe, to make a change in your life today, and you believe in that, and you pray for it, and you show up for that, and you show up for the positive in your life every day, and you're going to get rid of those problems, and you're not going to let them take you down, I guarantee you, you will rise up like you have never risen up before and find the greatest light in the world. And part of this pump-up section I want to tell you is the world is not a bad place. It's not a bad place. It's whether we choose to look at it bad. Life has difficulties all the time. But it's how we deal with those difficulties, how we see those difficulties, and how we turn that lead into gold. If you don't know how to turn lead into gold and every experience that we go through into a positive, into something that'll change your life, methamphetamine, yeah, sure, it used to get me high and turn me into, I have ADHD, so actually I was probably self-medicating myself. But the truth is what methamphetamine taught me in that disease of being a drug addict, is it taught me that I was escaping my issues, that I was using a drug every day in order to feel like that's what I need to get through life, when I didn't even realize that the potential of my life was me showing up for myself, me dealing with the little problems in life instead of just smoking some meth or doing some meth to get it away and push things away. If we start pushing problems away in our life, if we start not wanting to face them and show up every new day with finding solutions, even when it's the smallest problem. I remember when I was in school and I didn't do my homework, right? Well, that turned into a cycle because every day I was afraid for the teacher to know I didn't do my homework. And then it just cycles and turns into more and to more. And then you just decide to ditch school because I don't want to deal with what the teacher's going to say in that big conversation. Or it goes into all those situations. In your relationship, oh, you had a fight or something's going on and you don't want to face it. And so you just every day keep going and not wanting to tash it out and keep going until it comes into a huge volcano. Why don't you stop all these volcanoes in your life and have these calm waters by finding quick solutions into the new day by opening each day with a positive, brand new, beautiful start? I'm telling you, people, you'll get through it that way. So if you want to watch my horoscopes every day, don't miss out. futurelife.tv. Not only for my daily horoscopes, my weekly horoscopes, my sun sign horoscopes, and we got 11 other people doing cards, tarot, lifestyle, health. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure that you check it out, futurelife.tv, or look on the Apple Store and look up Future Life. I'm also doing a reading sale that ends on Sunday. Now, if you want to get a one-on-one session with me, whether it's astrology reading or a pump-up section of how to coach you and get you through your life, book that now at theleoking.com. And we're doing 10% off up until Sunday by typing in the code GRATITUDE. Anyway, we'll be back in 1 sec, and I'll see you back here. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. No, I'm eating really healthy right now in my life. Lots and lots of vegetables. Yeah, and potatoes too. You know, they're vegetables, aren't they? Yeah. No, I'm eating healthy. I feel really good. Yeah, I'm in shape too. Oh, my relationship, Grandma? Oh, it's going great. We're really connected right now. No, I mean, the love's there. She's lots of attention. We really have really interesting conversations, too. No, yeah, don't worry about me, Grandma. It's going good. Oh, my dreams. You know, you don't have to worry about my dreams. They're always coming true. Yeah, financially, everything's going good. I've got everything I want, the job I want. Yeah, everything's going good there. Future Life? What's that, Grandma? I know, I'll follow your advice. What is it? It's a new app? I'll check it out. Future Life.
Future Life. Wake up to your future like you've never seen before.
Welcome back, everybody, to High Vibe TV, and this is my section where I give you my challenge of the day. My challenge today is to explore every part of yourself, no matter if it's the craziest part of yourself or the most beautiful part of yourself. You know, we need to learn in our life to integrate all parts of ourselves. You know, today I know it's a weird subject I brought up about my past addictions in my life, and trust me, it's not like addictions leave us, especially as somebody that's been a drug addict. Now I'm addicted to being on camera every day or inspiring people. We all have addictions that are positive or negative, and it moves in different directions. But we need to learn to take all the parts of ourselves that are weird, that are great, and that are beautiful, and integrate them to make us unique. You know, that's been my story for a lot of this first week of High Vibe, is making yourself unique. But my challenge today is, do you know how to own those darker shades of yourself when you talk to people? Or are you one that likes to cover it? Oh, you know, I've been through 8 divorces. I don't want everybody to know that. You know, it's funny when people start to, you know, bring up their what they feel. Remember, this is your own perception. What they feel is a problem, right, in their life, or something that they are not that valuable with because of, I don't know, what people will think. Oh, yeah, no, I've been through 8 divorces, but like, okay, the first 4 were arranged because I'm from this country and da-da-da. You know, it's like, why don't you just own it? Like, I've been through 8 divorces, I know a lot. You want some help? You know, it's like, we need to learn to embrace our difficult issues or the things that we aren't too proud of and turn them into proud lessons, turn them into great parts of ourselves. All those things that we have done that we think are wrong, can always be turned into a right. Everything in life that we do can be turned into a positive. Everything that we do can be turned into a greatness in our life. So I challenge you today to start a conversation with whoever that's around you and bring up a part of yourself that you wouldn't usually tell somebody and see how they react. Maybe especially if somebody's having an issue, or find a way to relate, but find some part of yourself that you aren't too proud of. And find a way to go, I learned from this, and let me teach you. The greatest teachers in the world don't teach because of a curriculum. The greatest teachers in the world teach from real life experience. You know, there's something in life called street smarts and book smarts. And believe it or not, book smarts will teach you a lot of great things that you can keep in your brain, that you can keep in your psyche, so you can always have it. But it's street smarts that teaches you how to get through life, teaches you how to make life great. And the whole term street smarts is learning to go with the flow, learning to intuitively pick up on things as they come, and learning from what we call experience. And this actually comes with my closing thoughts today about exploring more in your life. Not only parts of yourself, but learning to explore this world. We live in a world where colleges is everything that you need to achieve. You need to have a doctorate. You need to have a bachelor's degree. You need to have a degree to understand life. Life is just going through life itself is greater than any college that there could ever be. Now, I'm not putting down college or saying don't go to college, but what I'm telling you today is find more than what street smarts or book smarts, but life experience. Explore your life. You are not somebody who doesn't know anything because you don't have some sort of credit for it. And the reason why I bring this up is because just recently, some person attacked me in this astrology group saying, I'm not an astrologer, I'm a pseudo-astrologer because I never went to an astrology school. And my only response back was, you're born with it. I know people who are pitchers in baseball who go to pitching school, they go to batting school, their parents spend every dollar on them, and when they show up in the game, they strike out. And then there's the kid who been playing his whole life, never went to his school, shows up and hits a home run every time, and you know what? He's now from Puerto Rico, and now he's on the baseball team. Life is life. Experience is experience. Don't put yourself through I can't explore my greatest self because I don't have. When we come into that place of lack, and especially the way the world is setting things up right now of saying, you need to be credible because once you have this, which costs a lot of money, then you know. Same thing goes in the spiritual world. Oh my gosh, until you've reached enlightenment, once you've done this course, once you've done a singing or a healing ceremony with bowls, and once you've known astrology, and once you've done, no. High vibe is just about you being your best, and it's about the vibration between you and God and the universe, and whatever that vibe is, and whatever that life experience that you have makes you great. You are more than enough. You have so much energy and so much power. Don't be afraid to explore it because you feel like you aren't able to because the rules say you can't. Explore life more, live life more, and be with your life by don't only, address the negative, but make sure you're always embracing your positive. Thanks so much for being part of my daily show, High Vibe TV. You can follow us there. Make sure that you follow us, High Vibe TV on Facebook. We're always live streaming on there. Also, follow me on my YouTube, which is the Leo King. I put these episodes on YouTube every day. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. Reading sale till the end of the weekend. Gratitude is the discount code, and I will see you guys on Monday.